Meet the Press. We've got Meet the Press host Chuck Todd. He's accused in the Clinton camp of playing defense for holding an impromptu press conference this morning, saying, quote, if Clinton's campaign was happy with last night's forum, they would not be looking to do a presser this morning to provide new Clinton sound. Clinton's camp not happy with Chuck Todd, and here's their response, basically putting out a tweet saying, you know, Trump said a lot of disqualifying stuff in the second half of the town hall, and we want to weigh in since we went first. Let's bring in our political power panel. We've got conservative commentator Gina Loud and Independent Women's Forum Sabrina Schaefer and Democrat strategist Jessica Tarloff. To you first, Gina. What do you make of this? What's your reaction?
Well, I think it is obvious, and I think if you just watched social media last night, you could see that Hillary was definitely not on her game. But I don't know how she can be on her game, because I don't know how you convince the American people that whether it's that you lied, as Director Comey said, or that you have memory loss issues, as her own Uma Abedin said, or that you are just corrupt, as many have asserted. It doesn't matter. It fully disqualifies her as president, and it's going to be harder and harder for her to answer questions.
You know what's interesting about this press conference in White Plains on the tarmac here, Jessica? No questions about the Clinton Foundation and the intersection of the foundation with the State Department. Yeah, and you know, no questions about hacking, no questions really about
the email
problem.
Well, she got plenty last night. I mean, if you
look
look
not
on
answering,
social...
but this press conference.
In part. I mean, first of all, as a Hillary supporter, I'm just thankful there was a press conference. I think that this week has shown that they are finally listening, that she has press on board the plane, that she even did a press conference in the first place. To Gina's point, I was looking at social media, and I just saw that Matt Lauer was so widely panned for his uneven questioning. The fact that he didn't push back on Donald Trump when it's well known that he was in support of the Iraq War. I mean, that's one of the most famous Donald Trump fact checks in a billion fact checks that have proved that he is lying. So Matt Lauer took, I believe it's between a third and half of her question time to talk about emails. And I think that's why this morning the press was not pushing on that, because that was largely dealt with last night. And when people say that it was a softball question asking her about how she feels if they're being evenly covered, I don't think that's fair, because it's a very delicate issue dealing with an election with our first female candidate and someone who arguably has reason to say that she is not being covered as fairly as Donald Trump is, considering what's going on with Pam Bondi versus the pay-to-play scandal with the Clinton Foundation, which just turned up nothing.
Sabrina, come in here. What are your reactions? What are your thoughts?
Well, you know what's so interesting, Liz, is that just 2 days ago there was a CNN poll that had her up in terms of foreign policy 16 points ahead of Trump. And now this morning you have her obviously trying to once again control the narrative and change the conversation so that she's back in control. What came across last night was that a lot of bad stuff did come out, once again, sort of reaffirming to voters that she can't be trusted, and it puts it top of mind again. It reminds those voters on the fence that maybe they're not so sure that they can pull the lever for her.
Okay. And, shifting gears, we've got President Barack Obama. He's overseas. He's calling Americans lazy. Watch.
If you're in the United States, sometimes you can feel lazy and think, you know, we're so big, we don't have to really know anything about other people. If you see the environment destroyed, it's not because that's necessary for development. It's usually because we're being lazy and we're not being as creative as we could be.
Gina, okay, he's not calling Americans lazy here. He goes overseas to call Americans lazy twice at a time when he went golfing while Baton Rouge was underwater. What do you make of that, Gina?
Yeah, this is more of him leading from behind. This is more of his apology tour, and this is exactly why people don't want a third term of Obama through Hillary Clinton. Let's not forget the night of Benghazi when Americans died, she was sleeping. Let's not forget that she takes whole periods of days off because she sleeps so much.
All right.
If he wants to talk about
that sleeping thing on Benghazi, that's been debunked.
I want to say one thing to Jessica's point. Jessica, I want to say one thing to your point about Hillary getting an unfair treatment last night.
No, wait, Gina, I have to stop you. No, Gina, hang on, Gina. Sorry, okay, quick 5 seconds on that, but we have to return to President Barack Obama calling Americans lazy. Go ahead, Gina, respond to Jess, quick.
Just that Matt Lauer asked Mr. Trump twice, literally twice as many questions as he asked Hillary Clinton. So I think she got her
Sabrina, come in here.
But yeah, here, let me say something about this lazy comment. I think that this was tremendously sloppy on the president's part, but I think that conservatives do themselves a disservice by focusing on it. What they should really be focusing on is tearing apart what he's saying, which is that he's suggesting that somehow we should have better policies to deal with the environment. The reason that the United States has better environment than most countries in the world is because we're a freer society. That's the real message here. That's what conservatives ought to be hitting home, rather than sort of tearing apart on this political stuff that I find sort of off-putting. But that's
so, Jessica, can I ask something? All right, the American people voted in,
and over 50%,
and the Americans pay for President Barack Obama. Is there some poll we missed that he knows that Americans are lazy? Did he ask every American this question?
I agree with
how can he go off and call Americans lazy overseas?
I think it was a poor
Hang on, just 1 second. I know you think that. He said it in a communist region. He said it in an area, Laos, it's socialist Marxist.
Right.
China's nearby. He said it, he's putting down America yet again. People don't like that.
No, they don't, and that's why people are arguing that this is a continuation of the so-called apology tour that Obama's been doing for his entire tenure. I think it's right, it was a sloppy word to use. I think the point about Americans going abroad when 46% of Americans don't have a passport is an interesting one to make, where, Europeans are twice as likely to travel abroad than we are.
I'm getting on the lazy thing. Gina, final word. Gina, final word, the lazy thing. Did I miss the memo? Did viewers out there miss the memo? Did the White House do a poll of all Americans and their knowledge, and so that he can, just say flat out that Americans are lazy? Where did he come up with that?
This is their pattern, Liz. We've seen this over and over again. It's the take one to know one mentality you remember from elementary school on the playground, where right before you are doing something, you go ahead and accuse the other side of doing it, and it sort of leaves them psychologically defenseless. It's a tactic that the left loves to use against conservatives, but I'm afraid it's falling on deaf ears when you're calling Americans lazy.
Sometimes I don't recycle, Lizzie. I'm just going to put it out there.
Okay, striking to go overseas to a communist region and call Americans lazy, not once but twice. Wow. Gina, Sabrina, Jessica, thank you so much. You're going to be back later in the show. Appreciate that. A veteran confronting Hillary Clinton on her handling of classified information, saying, you know what, he would have been in prison for doing what she did. My next guest says, you know what, this isn't right. He's a veteran. He supports Trump. He's Al Baldassaro. He's with us next. Thank you, Al.
I think the liberal media, and I've been dealing with you a long time, you need to get your head out of your butt, focus on the real issues.
The Fox IntelliTicker is powered by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
They say a lot of things about rain. Like how hard it's gonna fall. The things it does to your parade. We've got a saying about rain, too. When it rains, it roars. The all-wheel drive Charger. Domestic, not domesticated. Now get 20% off MSRP cash allowance on select 2016 Dodge Charger models in dealer stock.
When it comes to healthcare, seconds can mean the difference between life and death.
For Partners in Health, time is life. We have 18,000 people around the world. The Microsoft Cloud helps our entire staff stay connected and work together in real time to help those that need it.
The ability to collaborate changes how we work. What we do together changes how we live.
Still paying for your home when you should be enjoying your retirement? If you've paid off at least 50% of your mortgage and you're 62 or older, a reverse mortgage might be the answer. A government-backed reverse mortgage stops your mortgage payments and gives you steady, tax-free income. Let the home you've taken care of take care of you. Turn your equity into a comfortable retirement, all while continuing to live in and own your home. Find out how much you could receive for retirement. Lending Tree. When banks compete, you win.
Do you own mutual funds? You may be paying fees and costs of up to 5%.
We were getting ready to sell our house, so we had to replace the roof first.
But where do you find a roofer?
no clue.
So a friend of mine told me about Thumbtack.com.
And it was great. It takes all the work out of finding a professional.
You don't have to do research, make phone calls, leave voicemails, because the pros come to you.
You answer a few questions, and before you know it, you get matched with qualified professionals for free. Thumbtack does the work, you make the choice.
Kind of takes the guesswork out.
We liked it so much that we used it to find our movers after we sold the house.
Get free quotes at Thumbtack.com today.
Hi, I'm Larry King. Do you own a small business and need money? LendVantage can help you get from $5,000 to $250,000.
My inventory wasn't keeping up with my customers, so I called LendVantage.
LendVantage connects small business to big capital. Go online, complete a simple application, and you could get pre-approved for up to $250,000 in minutes. And you can get the money in as fast as one business day after approval. Go to LendVantage.com or call 1-800-753-LEND.
At 7, Lou Dobbs is on location with a special preview. Then at 8, Neil Cavuto brings you the full event plus can't-miss analysis. For political coverage that's on the money, it's got to be Fox Business Network.
Those such as myself who were and are entrusted with America's most sensitive information to have any confidence in your leadership as president when you clearly corrupted our national security.
You know, and I know, classified material is designated. It is marked. There is a header so that there is no dispute at all that what is being communicated to or from someone who has that access is marked classified. And what we have here is the use of an unclassified system by hundreds of people in our government to send information that was not marked. There were no headers. There was no statement, top secret, secret, or confidential.
It's one of the hot spots of the night last night. A veteran confronting Hillary Clinton last night on her handling of classified information. With me now, New Hampshire State Representative Al Baldessaro, who also is a veteran and a Trump delegate. What did you think about Hillary Clinton's response last night, Al?
Well, I thought that she was a liar. I can understand the civilians not understanding what she said. She can pull the wool over their eyes. But what she did, the veterans there, it's an insult because the header and footer just does not identify the actual message. It might tell you it's secret, but then there might be confidential areas down below. Those C's identify that message there. Someone within one of her aides dropped the ball in their accessories. They took those headers and footers off.
Well, we don't know that. But, Al, here's a let's just back. No, we don't know that. No, we don't know that if somebody took their headers. So we don't know definitively. I want you to answer this question, and let me get your thoughts on this. The real problem, Al, is from the get-go using a private server in your basement. I mean, the U.S. government has a classified system where documents are sent electronically, and the headers and the classified markers are put on there in that electronic system. The fact that Hillary Clinton's private server was in the basement and not in that system wasn't it, Al? Don't you think that's a problem from the get-go?
It is a problem. It's unsat. She can't be that stupid. She knew exactly what she was doing. I don't care what anybody says. She was wrong. I am glad that was my fellow veterans understand and seen right through her last night.
Okay.
And they asked her the tough questions.
All right. I want to get your thoughts on Mrs. Clinton's comments on veteran health care. A year ago, she said that basically the VA problems, quote, are not as widespread as it has been made out to be. But here's what Mrs. Clinton said last night. Watch.
Look, I was outraged by the stories that came out about the VA, and I have been very clear about the necessity for doing whatever is required to move the VA into the 21st century, to provide the kind of treatment options that our veterans today desperately need and deserve.
All right, now contrast that with what Hillary Clinton said a year ago on another network. Take a listen.
Overall, veterans who do get treated are satisfied with their treatment.
Much more so than people in the regular system.
It's exactly right. Now, nobody would believe that from the coverage that you see and the constant berating of the VA that comes from the Republicans, in part in pursuit of this ideological agenda.
So what do you make of that, Al?
Well, it depends on who she's speaking to and where she stands. Her record of the way she treated the Marines in the White House, the way she's treated veterans throughout the years, we're used as political pawns by that lady. I have no respect whatsoever for her. She says what she wants you to hear for a vote. It's a disgrace somewhere. There are issues within the VA. Not all VAs are bad. I mean, we got some great VAs out there, but there are more issues facing veterans. When you got many dying on wait lists and you got 20 veterans a day committing suicide because the mental health system's not there helping them, something's wrong.
Yeah, Al,
she needs to wake up.
Al, you're bringing up an important point that, you know, the inspectors general have pointed out. You're saying exactly what they found, that veterans are getting really sick and, in fact, dying waiting for care. You're absolutely right about that. But both candidates are now saying that health care for vets is a top priority. Is there a better chance now? Do you think there's a better chance now that change